Jackie Boyle, who's going to be asking the questions. It's going to bring out the very best. So for those of you who haven't had the privilege of getting to hear Brian's contributions at any time, you are in for a spectacular treat. And with that, I would like to introduce our wonderful Australian representative that everybody knows, Jackie Boyle and Brian MacArthur. It's all yours.
Thank you so much, Fawn, and you always really do a really beautiful introductory. It's always a nice, very sincere and very genuine, and you are so spot on. Like this man, Brian, you certainly left a lasting impression on me, and it was a really beautiful impression too. There was a lot of humour attached to it. You know, you're a very big, larger-than-life character, and I'm very grateful that you've agreed to come on board and share your life with us. So I welcome you.
I thank you very much to all three of you. I'm diabetic, type 2 diabetic, so I'm always looking, and because I've run a restaurant, I know how to cook, and I love to cook, and that's been one of my banes through the years, that I'm overweight, and it's probably directly related to the diabetes, but I have it under control now, and especially with the Emulin E now, it has brought my sugars down to normal.
That's great news.
Between 5.3 and about 8, and that's at any time of the day. So it's worked great.
As far as your health was concerned, what was it that really attracted you, that really made you think, I need this? What jumped out at you the most?
Okay, well, number one, as I said, I'm a cook, and fairly decent one, but I have type 2 diabetes. I like to eat, and I try to eat healthy, but I just love to eat too much. But since I got into the swing of everything with iGalen and everything, I've gone to it from a 12 to a 10-inch plate to a 9-inch plate, and that's where I am right now. And in the last, it took me about 2-3 months to get into the swing of things, and in that time I've gone from 254 down to this morning I was 208, and
wow.
I'm still losing. My ultimate goal is about 170.
I want to venture into, because I know we've got a few little things to get through, but yeah. Specifically when it comes to Emulin, if you can give me a shortened version on your experiences with testimony and the doses and the benefits that you've found.
When I started an Emulin E, I went to 3 pills a day, and it took my blood sugars down. Now, when I broke my shoulder, now this is with Dr. Ahrens, and he said, what are you going to do? And I said, well, I'm going to superdose for the first 2 months. And he said, what do you mean? I said, 4 pills in the morning, 4 pills at night, and double dose Klamax in the morning, double dose at night with Klamax. And he said, that'll be interesting to see what that does. Now, what it has done, I'm sleeping better, even with my shoulder, and I have to sleep I can't sleep in a bed, I have to sleep in a recliner. But I'm sleeping much better. I was taking Tylenol 3 of them a day for the pain. And I'm down now, I take 1 maybe every 2 days. I just don't need it. And the soreness is not there. If I could get rid of the itch, you know, like I have this right here is what they call a clamshell. And it come off the splint that was on before. I'm going to see him tomorrow. And I'm hoping they put a splint on like this that I'll be able to take off once a day and shower and whatever.
So from what you're telling us, you know, in your own words, you're feeling as though that this has actually fast-tracked that process for you?
It's doing something. He said, the break that you have is one of the worst breaks for pain that you can ever get in this area. And he said, what you will see, you will have pain for about 3 months. And he said it will be a good 4 months before you will be able to go out a clamshell or anything. And it'll be 5 months before you can start rehab.
I'm going to come back to your pain levels, but I want to actually ask you in regards to Klamax, because we know that you're taking that as well. So what sort of dosages are you taking of that? And what sort of, again, in your own personal thoughts, do you think that that's had for you? What sort of an impact, and how has it assisted your body, do you feel?
Okay. I take 2 scoops in the morning in about 6 to 7 ounces of water. I take 2 more scoops in the evening with 2 scoops or about 8 ounces of water. And that's what I take. Now, reading what I have and what Dr. Scaleo has said about it, and what the blue-green algae does with the stem cells and regenerating, it can't hurt. It has to help. It has to be helping.
While you're telling the story, I want to add that Beverly Ellis wrote in the chat here to remind you to see about, weren't the doctors concerned that you might require surgery and possibly have a pinning, and within a week or 2 it determined it wasn't necessary?
Yeah.
So on top of no pain.
Yeah. When I went in the second week, when they put it on the first time, he said there may be, we'll see how the bones heal and come together. And if they don't come together properly, we will have to operate and put pins in the whole thing. Went in the second week and I said, how's it look? And he said, a hell of a lot better than I thought it was going to. And I said, are you going to operate? And he said, not this week. We'll see what happens next week. So when I went in the next week, he said, no. He said, everything is, you couldn't even see where the split was for the piece that broke away. And he said, no, and the main crack is healing.
That is remarkable, Brian. That really is just really amazing. My husband had a complete shoulder reconstruction, and he's played one of the toughest sports there is, and he was a big sook. I wish we had Emulin and Klamax around back then. So what you're telling us is really amazing.
I'm convinced on it is the product quality that we are taking and what it will do for people. All you have to do is go on the site and go to people's testimonials and start reading the testimonials that are coming in. It will blow your mind. It is just unbelievable. And I think there's the upside of iGalen is unlimited. And I think that the responses of people that are on the program will have such a benefit and lasting benefit for people's lives that will be unbelievable.
I really want to thank you, because I need to open this up for everybody else whoever has questions. But what you're going through with your recovery, that just speaks volumes. I cannot wait to see what the first x-ray was to what the final one's going to be, because I'm sure that's going to come out in a testimonial as well.
Thank you all. It's been a great night, and look forward to having you back again next Wednesday.